And going on from here, one of the topics that you focused in your presentation at the conference was also how to measure the success of engagement and participation. And you also noticed that very often wrong measures are used.
Yes.
So what are the mistakes that you can make while trying to understand how successful was your engagement?
Well, I think I'll use an Einstein quote, which is that everything that counts cannot be counted, and everything that can be counted doesn't count. Now, basically what Einstein is trying to say is that many of the things that matter to us most are very hard to measure. And we sometimes choose to use that which is easy to measure instead of what's actually important. So let me take an example. Two of the most common measurements of success at the moment when it comes to public engagement is A, how many people showed up, and B, how happy were people at the end of the process. Now, I'm not saying that those measures, we should stop measuring those things, because clearly if no people show up to your event, you've got a problem. And if people leave your event feeling very angry, you've got a problem on your hands as well. So they're useful measures for, they're not measures of success, but sort of they're useful measures of failure, if that's the case. However, we cannot deduce from a high turnout and a high level of satisfaction on the day that the process has been successful. Because actually, I've been to many processes where lots of people show up, but lots of people might show up because they're very angry about something. Councils sometimes ask me, Edward, how would you increase turnout at our local area meetings? And I say, if that's all you want, if turnout is your only objective, I would recommend perhaps not picking up the recycling or the garbage for 2 weeks. Then you'll have hundreds of people desperately trying to engage with you and come to your meeting. But that's obviously not what they want, because actually what they want is satisfied customers and long-term sustainable engagement. If we're successful at engaging citizens and we're able to deal with the concerns they feel, we might actually see a decrease in the number of people showing up. And in terms of satisfaction, my experience is that if you run an event well, if you give people good refreshments, you give them a nice venue, many people are very polite and they will say, yeah, I enjoyed myself. But actually, the real test is 6 months down the line. Do people remember that the event happened? And if they did, do they still feel that it's had an impact? That's the real measure of success. So we need to broaden our the scope for measurement beyond just the easy to measure numerical measures and look at the qualitative benefits. Look at what are we actually achieving? Is this process making a difference? And if it isn't, then we have a problem on our hands.